Normally it'd be showing. Here we go. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, for the love of the challenge. I am your host, Robert Stewart Jr. Becky is back with us, and we got a ton of special guests. And I got to say, the Caucus challenge has joined us this evening. How everybody doing this evening?
Doing good.
Doing great. Thank you
Doing
for
good. Happy to
Okay,
be here. Happy to be here.
that's right. That's right. I'm happy to have y'all here. Becky, welcome back. I know you set out last week because you had a lot going on. But how are you doing this evening?
Oh, just getting used to a whole new schedule. I used to work middays. Now I work early mornings, and Mama is not a morning person.
Well,
Don't
you
talk to me before 9 a.m. And you're lucky if I even talk to you at 9 a.m. But I have to be up at work at 7 a.m. And let me tell you, I'm so glad I'm not on a phone because Lord have mercy, these poor people would be getting Krabby Patty Becky all over the place.
hey, at least you don't have to deal with third graders and fifth graders. Those are the worst. Let me tell you.
Let me tell you, adults can be 10 times worse than those third graders, especially when they be like, get a real job.
Yes, and especially that's gonna lead into today's episode of the All Stars. Turbo stands off with the whole house. What is your take on Turbo in this episode?
I've never been a fan of Turbo, if I'm being quite honest with you. Um, and he just gives very, I don't know if I'm going to get hate for this, but like very misogynistic. And he obviously doesn't understand the social part of the game. Like, I understand telling people to clean up after yourself. That I agree with him. But like, you're sleeping in the living room when everybody's living there. And I'm just trying to picture myself like if I'm living in a house with 20 other people and I choose to sleep in the common area, then it's everybody's space. Like now in my room, then obviously I'm going to throw a fit. I'm going to say what I want. But like for the four of us here, we've all lived together. If we're all somewhere, like if we're all on vacation together and my room's a mess, like that's fine because it's my room. But once the kitchen's a mess, once the living room's a mess, once all that's happening or someone's sleeping where everybody's supposed to be hanging out and partying, I don't agree with it. And I think that Melissa and Nani put him in his place, and I agree with them. So
Mm. I have a love and hate relationship for Turbo. It's because like I like Turbo, but it's just like his arguments and the way that he moves. It's a culture thing for him, if that makes sense. Like in his culture, like the men are like more dominant and the women have to listen. So I feel like he's still getting used to like having a superior woman be like headstrong, like they're not gonna he if they say shut up, they're gonna be like, okay, you need to shut up too. Like, no. So like he just has to get used to the culture that we have because the men are dominant over there, then like it's more equal here. So I have a love and hate relationship. I just don't like when he gets into like that little like mood and he starts like arguing and like getting out of stuff. Like, okay, you can calm down. Okay. But no, I like him. Like he's cool. He just needs to settle down just a little bit.
I think Turbo is a strong competitor. Yes. Yes, he don't understand the social aspects, but some of his arguments are funny and they make good TV. Like him and Devin, for example, or Paulie, whichever one it was, them being all pussy chickens. That was a funny argument. That was fun.
Oh,
But then
That was
him
Hunter.
getting him getting put in his place by Nani and Melissa, great. Now he sees that the women aren't playing. So he needs to learn and learn quickly.
All
Yeah,
right.
it's not the strategy at all. I would say he doesn't needs a master class on the social aspect of it all. But I'm not blaming him because I already don't like to clean. So having to clean after other people, like I give it to him for at least speaking his truth and having a word and say about everything. But even on those TLWL seasons, like people look at me if I didn't want to wash their dish and whatnot. So cleaning is a big thing I feel like in these houses. So I don't blame him for saying something. I don't blame other people for also saying something back.
I mean, as a female, maybe because I'm used to those kinds of dominating male perspectives. I'm Mexican, so I come from a very male dominated background. Yay! But here's the thing. I actually don't think Turbo was disrespectful. Because it wasn't like he was jumping up in her face, telling her to shut the fuck up. Like, we've seen people like Jordan, CT, people who will literally jump into a female's face that will be like, fuck you, you're dead, blah, 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 and just doing all this stupid shit. And Turbo literally just said, shut up. If I don't, I'm going to stay my peace. Because he did what everybody else does. He's like, listen, there's nasty shit everywhere. I choose to sleep in here, but it's gross. And this is the thing with challenge houses, and this is what everybody says. By like week 2, that house is disgusting. There's dishes to the ceiling, there's food rotting everywhere, and that's just disgusting. You're not in the United States. Like, that's not okay. You don't have a maid coming to clean up after you. Clean up after yourself. Like, that's disgusting to me. So I get where Turbo's coming from, because even if he wasn't sleeping there, do you think I want to sit next to your dirty dishes that's growing probably mold and nasty shit? Like, I'm never going to want to be in the living room. And the thing is, with the common spaces situation, their bedrooms are common spaces. There's more than one person living in a bedroom. They don't have singular bedrooms. So I think it would be different. But even Turbo said day one, it's too cold inside. It's too hot outside. He's like in this weird space, which is actually really funny. Depending where he's coming from, you'd think he's used to being really warm. And the fact that he was on Survivor as many times, he would be used to being like bearing with elements.
Right.
But I feel like Turbo is very misunderstood because of the cultural differences, the issues with a language. He has trouble expressing himself because he's his. I don't even know if it's his first or second language. Trust me, when I see my dad trying to talk to people, it's ridiculous sometimes. And I'm like, Dad, let me just break this down for you. That's not what they meant, you know? So at the end of the day, I'm not a fan of Nani on the show. I like her as a person. I met her in person at one of the Challenge Manias. I really like her individually. On the show, she's a bitch. She's entitled, and I don't like that shit. Sit there with your noodles. Shut the fuck up. You're not doing anything on the challenge. Period. You're not going to win. Miss, I've been on here for 14 seasons. You're not going to win. I'm sorry. And truthfully, she has the best chance of winning right now with Turbo, so she needs to appreciate the fact that Turbo's laying down the law. Deal with your social game, babes. Let Turbo deal with the rest.
Yeah. Unfortunately, Nani has. I don't know. She
Controversial
might.
Opinions.
She
I
might.
understand.
Right. We're not gonna get in no argument like we normally do, okay? Because this ain't Karma real. But you know,
Right here. I didn't say anything bad about Cara, you fucking asshole.
I got it on tape because we was arguing for like I don't know how long. So we not
because you misunderstood my question, Mister.
No,
I don't think Ashley's a true champion.
No, you can't be putting this girl on blast right now. That's neither in here or there. So let's go ahead and talk about this part. But she might have missed her mark with winning the challenge, but I don't know. She may get lucky and win one. So we've had worse in the past win some because again, I still don't feel like $1 Million Ashley won some of her stuff fair and square now. Come on now, let's be real. But,
disrespect to millionaire Mitchell is not allowed.
He's still
Fuck that tea.
First win. I can't because you had Camilla and Ashley Mitchell. I don't know. The penalties were just buku all over the place. So I don't see how she ended up beating Camilla. But it's the past.
We had this argument before. Camilla won Dirty 30 after she wasn't even allowed to go to the reunion.
Moving forward.
If you think that they're gonna fucking change the rules, get the fuck out of here.
Well, we'll argue about that later. Okay. So shooting for the stars. Okay. Today's challenge is called Shooting for the Stars. They have to solve a puzzle. No surprise there. And then get on at RV, drive it off the cliff, and capture the star. What did y'all think of this whole capture the star, shooting for the stars challenge?
I think it was cute.
I think the puzzle could have been better. I feel like it was literally a poll, so I feel like it could have been something else. for them to put together. It could have been like a slide puzzle or something. I just feel like the puzzle was too easy. And then you got them rolling on the little dirt bike. Half of them can't even reach it. Katie and Veronica cannot reach it. Katie and Veronica are like literally this big. Like, how can they can't get it? So I feel like, I mean, it was an equalizer, but the puzzle could have been better. I like the dirt bike, but the puzzle, that's what's getting me. It could have been better.
I
No
like the
shade.
challenge. I think that like puzzles are, I wouldn't say they're boring, but like when you're making a TV show, right? Like how much excitement can you get out of watching people put pieces together, right? I think for me personally, I like to see the endurance, the eating, the running, the physical aspect of the game. So to have them do a puzzle and then have to get on the RV and drive it off a cliff when majority of them didn't even want to do the heights challenge a couple episodes ago. I like that aspect. My only complaint about the challenge would be is that like I feel like the stars should have been adjusted depending on your height, because like Cam just said, Katie and Veronica were not reaching that. Like they probably had the fastest puzzle time. They could have had the fastest puzzle time and they still weren't going to win because they are the smallest people there. So I just feel like, how can you put the same like height for a star when you have a 6'2" person jumping for it and a 5 foot person jumping for it? Like, it's not the same.
I don't
I
agree
would
with that.
think.
They probably put a space for all people to grab it, but that same team of Veronica and Katie are not going to try to like jump off of the four-wheeler and try to grab it. Like they were literally holding on to each other. So like if they had a little bit more effort for it, they probably could have reached it. It's not like they're going to set something that nobody can do. And the same thing with the puzzle. Like, yeah, I love a good flow puzzle, but also I agree with Cam. It could have been a bigger, maybe more piece puzzle, because 9 pieces or whatever is easy to figure out. But I like it because, like Sam said on the show, like there's no endurance here. It caters to different strengths for different people. So I didn't mind the challenge at all. I liked it.
Me, I always think like now that they're doing all stars, I feel like everything should be harder in a sense, not going back to the old school days. Okay, cool. Like Sarah, when she was in the gauntlet, she won pretty much Dead Man's Drop and the puzzle. And if you look, they reused that same puzzle in other seasons.
Right.
Make it something more difficult. Make it a hard, maybe even like a harder type tanagram or something that would be more challenging for them instead of, I feel like in some of the aspects, they're pulling back to the old ways. But again, now I agree with everybody else. So with the heights, like there were equalizers used in the past when it was girl teams going against guy teams in elimination. They had equalizers, but why didn't they do it for this challenge? But who's to say? Who knows what production was thinking?
I think it should have been a harder puzzle. I would have liked to see a Sudoku, which always throws people through a loop. Um, I would like to have seen something like as entertaining as it seems. Like, yeah, I'm going to drive this truck off the cliff and look at how far I jump. And let's just be honest. Even if they put more effort in it, Veronica wasn't going to go anywhere. That bitch was no way she was going to leap to the star. That's just not going to happen. It's just not. Like, I'm not thinking that I'm going to be able to leap very far. I'm a big girl. It just doesn't happen. Gravity does not like me. It says to the floor with you. And that's what it is for someone like Veronica. It's just straight down. Bye-bye. So it wasn't going to happen anyway. I mean, let's just be honest. They're not trying to win anyway. They just want a star so they can skate their way to the final to get 4th place. So it is what it is in that respect. Um, I think it was fun. I think it was, watching Davon literally scream for Jesus the entire time. She was riding that. It's not a. What are those called? 4-wheeler. That's what it is. It's a 4-wheeler. I got it. I like that. Davon's always comedy. Honestly, the rest of them kind of just slipped my mind. Um, but we've already talked about this. Guy teams going against girl teams, extremely unfair. I'm not a fan of it. If they're going to do guy against girl, it should be a guy-girl team against another guy-girl team. There should not be a situation where it's 2 girls going against 2 guys. It's just It doesn't make sense to me.
That's where they put equalizer into play, which I agree with you on that, Becky. But I'm not for that whole going against each other's mixing and matching. But
There's nothing that you can do to equalize two girls against two big dudes. Like, there's no way that Katie and Veronica could go against really like anybody unless they're like really tiny dudes. Like, what was that guy from the season?
unless you scrappy, because there's a lot of
Well,
women scrappy now.
well, I get that too, because there are women that will beat men. Hello,
Yeah,
Evelyn. Hello, Cara. There
right.
are, even Laurel, but she's kind of a beast. So, like, she's as tall as some of the dudes. So let's just be honest. It is what it is there. Like, you have girls that can do it, but an average girl, look at Veronica, even Veronica in her prime, I don't think she'd be able to go against big dudes.
I think she would have did better in her prime than now, because the younger Veronica was a scrappy person. I don't know what version we looking at right now because that version has disappeared. So
I think
Veronica's there for a good time, not for a long time.
Well, if
but
you
they
think about it though, Robert, if you think about it, it's like when they had exes, Rachel and Anissa partners, they were the only girl team,
yeah, they
and
were.
the other ones were unisex teams.
Yeah.
So in that sense, yeah, it wasn't two guys, it was a guy and girl going against a girl team because they were the only one there.
Right.
So is like, what if it was more so like that? Would that be more of the same thing?
I
Well,
mean,
I think what we talk about, like on our production team, like Kevin and I were just having this conversation the other day, where we're like looking into like trying to figure out, is it fair to have like male teams and female teams and co-ed teams? I think it's fair, and I think the way to like, I guess, make it the most fair would be like, you can't have an Adam and Steve versus a Veronica and Katie. Like, you just can't. Like, obviously Veronica and Katie are not going to be able to beat those two ginormous men, right? But like, if you have like two smaller men or a really strong guy with like an average guy, I feel like that evens out the playing field. But like, to have a Steven and Adam against everybody else, I just feel like you picked two of the biggest guys, because like, it's like they didn't put like Cara and Laurel there. Cara and Laurel would have been able to take on Steven and Adam, but like all the girl teams are, majority of them were like petite girls. So I think that like, if you're doing that, you have to like, depending on it depends who you're casting. Like, you have to have like really strong girl teams, or you have to have a decent guy team, things like that, just to even it out. Because at the end of the day, like Becky said, like, a woman and a man are never gonna be able. It's never gonna be fair. It is the challenge, so it is what it is. That's part of the game. But to make it the most fair, I feel like there has to be certain casting decisions.
well, fair
That
enough.
makes sense.
Yeah, that definitely do make sense, and I like that analogy. He just straight broke it down. That's what I'm talking about, Dre. But here's my opinion on the whole thing. Steve and Adam, they actually won this challenge, which I was like, okay, so now the dramas get ready to start in the house. Who they gonna put each other against one another? So, because I was like, if you throw Steve and Adam in again, they're just gonna come back, and I'm like, that's like the dumbest thing. Y'all keep throwing in the people that's gonna send you home. So basically, you picking the person that's gonna send you home the following week. But Adam and Steve has also almost lost too in a elimination, but they haven't lost yet because they pulled it through in the end, and it's been close calls, but they haven't quite gotten beaten. So because they're still there. So what was y'all reactions of Steve and Adam pulling away with the victory? What do y'all take on that?
So I was always a fan of Steve and Adam because their season of Road Rules was my favorite season. So, that's why I always tend to lean more towards the Quest people. There's Katie, Sophia, Hisela, Adam, Blair, Steve, Ellen, all them. I liked all them. So I want them to, I want them to do well. I want them to succeed. But then there's also that part where it's like, favoritism isn't going to make them win just because you like them over the other teams. But, I'm supporting them and I'm here for it.
I was okay with them.
Oh, go ahead, Dan.
What?
Go, Kim. I talk a lot,
Okay.
so yeah.
No, I was okay with them winning, honestly, because if they didn't win, they probably would have went back into elimination. And honestly, seeing them go in back to back to back, it's kind of boring. Like, just like it's like I feel like that's a scared game because you're just gonna keep throwing the same people in, and like Robert, like you were saying, they're gonna keep sending people home. So like mix it up. Like honestly, I don't know. I was happy with them winning because it's the same old thing. Like if there's gonna be the same old thing this whole entire season, I mean, you might as well give them a crown because they're gonna keep sending people home. So I don't know. I'm glad that they won, so now they can start mixing it up because it's getting boring at this point.
See, I'm 50-50 with it. And I think like when I watch the show, I'm such a huge challenge fan that when I watch the show, I'm like, okay, as production or as a player, this is what I would do or what I would have changed for the season. So from an entertainment TV standpoint, phenomenal because now the house is going to go straight into chaos. You can't vote the obvious vote, right? Like we're going to get the draw. If you've noticed, the best episodes have been when Steve and Adam win the daily because the house doesn't know what to do, right? They panic. That's when you get the side conversations, the break in the alliances, the backstabbing, all that. If Adam and Steve don't win, it's easy. We know they're going in, and then it's just who are you sending against them. And so far, every time that someone has gone against them, they've gone home. But now, on a personal perspective, I'm not rooting for them. I like Adam, but I don't really care for Steve. I just think he's boring. I'm not really rooting for him. Adam, I don't know what it is about him. He just seems like if I'm in a room with you, like I would want to hang out with you. I would want to work with you. So I am rooting for him, but I think like again, they're the only male team left standing, right? If they're gonna get to that final and win, it's gonna be through every elimination. If I was in that house, it would be through every elimination. The way I see it is like, and I feel like Cam, Sivo, Kevin, like we play the challenge, right? When you have a threat in the game, just because it's boring, you're not going to throw. No, if they're against you and they're not working with you and they're a threat, you're going to keep throwing them in, tire their asses out. And
I
by
attest
the
to
time
that.
they get to the final,
Yep.
by the time they get to the final, they're going to be so mentally and physically exhausted that they're not going to be able to. Maybe they could still win, obviously, but they won't be able to perform at their best. That's my strategy, and that's what I think the house should be doing. Literally break them down, break their ego, break their spirit, and by the time they get to the final, they're either gonna win and have the best story ever, or they're gonna be so exhausted and drained that they're gonna fumble the final. That's what
I agree with that, but the only problem that the house made was that they threw them against every female team. So you guys already messed up with that because you're giving them an easy win, and whenever you go down, it's not going to be so easy. And the times that you did have the chances to get them down there, you didn't do it against the other male teams. Male teams went against co-ed teams, so all of that just was a big mess up to me from the house. And honestly, it makes their story a little bit juicier. I agree with Steve is a little bit boring, but he's a beast. It really made me love him last season that he was like coming back. He made it to the final. He didn't win. And Adam's very entertaining. He knows how to make a confessional, talk to people, and football. But I don't know. I don't think that they were playing a hard game just because of the circumstances that they were in. But I'm rooting for them in the sense that they were always getting picked for no reason.
But didn't they take out Devin and Leroy?
Yeah.
That's Devin and Leroy.
So the male team.
Maybe I'm wrong about that. Yeah,
but
all
that didn't happen.
But
male teams.
They went into so many times at this point, we just don't know who they beat anymore.
Right.
It happened though in the past. Like people have been thrown in up to 5 times in a season and they keep winning. Horacio and Olivia, Sarah in the gauntlet. Like it happened to multiple people. That's why they have their 5-timers club. So they see it and it's like Adam and Steve are what, up to 4 already?
I think more than that, maybe.
No, I think they're 4.
I think they're 4.
Okay, so yeah, I wouldn't mess with that, especially when you got a man that says, "Hey, I got something to prove." I should on last season. That's when a man is most dangerous, and so you keep throwing that man in. Trust me, sooner or later, he's going to succeed. So I'm interested to see how this plays out. If these two make it to the end and win it, I'm definitely hit one of them up. Somebody coming on from challenge because
Listen, I love Steve. I don't know why everybody hating on Steve. I think Steve is cool as fuck. He makes me laugh. Maybe it's just because of last season. It's just I love Steve. I actually don't like Adam. I think Adam's a wet blanket. I think he's plain white rice. And if I wanted white rice, I actually add seasoning to it. I add my soy sauce because it's plain. It's gross. I'm not a fan. He just reminds me of just the weird guy in the corner of the club that's too old to be there, but doesn't realize he's too old to be there. And you're like,
But
oh shit, the
that's
old
not
guy's in the
Adam.
corner again being a creeper. But that's just my take.
Like that's
I'm
how it
sure
is
he's a
though.
great.
Like, no, like in person, he's the same way he is on the show. Like he's not trying to put on a facade for people. Like literally, you may think he's that creeper in the club. When you meet him, he's that same exact person, but
He's still the
you'll
creeper
like
in the club in person.
He's the
I don't know
creeper
if
in
I
the
want to
club.
meet him.
creeper in the club. No, but like you'll see, like he's not being fake on camera. Like he's not trying to be like some of the other people might be putting on their app.
And I don't mind that. Like it is who he is. You can tell this is his personality. It doesn't mean that I would be entertained or would go out of my way to speak to someone like that. Like on the show, there are certain people that are just white rice. Like Casey, great competitor. Literally sofa. Like wallpaper, would never want to meet her and talk to her in person. Like at all. Like there's nothing to her. It's like period. And mind you, she's being who she is. And some people like it, some people don't. That's the beauty of television. I know people hate me. They don't like me in my opinions. I'm loud and obnoxious. You know, it is what it is. I get that.
I love you. I love you. I love you.
Listen, I'm not everybody's cup of tea. I am a shot of tequila in the corner trying to start fights. But that's my thing. But I want them to win just for Steve because I just felt so bad for him. I felt like he should have won last season. I feel like Laurel just got handed that final because she was being a bitch and they wanted to placate her. Oh, gotta have Laurel back on the season. If she doesn't win, she's gonna throw a fit and not want to come back. That's why I think she won. But that's just me. Maybe I might be wrong. But I don't care. Everybody gets their card pulled. At the end of the day, eventually, if you go into every elimination, you get sent home.
Yeah,
There's just going to be a day where you're not going to be able to beat that team. And
But
it
if
is what
you
it
win
is.
5 eliminations, you make the final. Apparently,
yeah. So
I mean, I don't know. Tell that to Kara. I think she went to 5 eliminations before she broke her hand.
Yeah.
On free agents.
Yeah, because she would have
like,
went to the final if she didn't break her hand.
Majority of the 5-timers club, as soon as they won their 5th elimination, they still made it to the finals.
Yeah, that's true too. But this is different breed now in this day and age. So I can't wait to see this. So let's go ahead and jump to the deliberation. We already know that Adam and Steve are the winners. They have to throw somebody into the elimination round. So your takes on Dorio and Ashley going in, was it the right choice, or would you have gone with another team?
So I'm a fan of Dario and Ashley. I met both of them in person multiple times. And I feel like their game has improved. Their relationship got better since everyone last seen them. And I wouldn't have picked them. I would have probably went for Nicole and Melissa. Just because that's me.
The reason why they picked them, though, is because they wanted 2 star holders, which makes sense.
Right.
They're trying to get that star freed up so they can play and get it the next in a daily versus elimination, which I actually prefer over last season of the giving away of the stars. But the whole situation, I can't stand Nicole. I'm just glad that they have very few confessionals of her because her voice literally grates my nerves. I just can't with her. Everything about her bothers me and I don't get it. Sorry, people, I'm very opinionated. So if y'all like her, I'm sorry. If you like anybody that I'm talking shit on,
listen,
for her.
No. But my thing is they know Frank is stirring the pot and Frank is doing all this shit. So why not just throw Frank and Salmon? If they know that. People know that it's obvious.
That's not even No,
That's
you
the
know what
thing.
is so maybe look, I am a very loyal player. I'm very like, oh, stick with your alliance, but I'm also very cutthroat. The second Steven Adam win, if I'm in that house, all right, I'm sending Veronica and Katie in. Veronica and Katie go down there. They're gonna pick if they want to help Veronica and Katie, they're gonna pick the team that they think Veronica and Katie could beat the most, which would have been Frank and Sam probably. But I don't, in my opinion, I don't know how Veronica and Katie, like, props to them, they're eating that shit up. I don't know how they're getting so far because the format is set up to, you want to get stars, right? So you have to get rid of people that have stars, etc. They have a star. They should be in that elimination. They should have been in that elimination, especially if their number one ally was safe. And I just feel like they could have done it because, like, Frank and Ashley, they're supposed to be like best friends, but they've like never voted together, which is so odd to me. Though just every deliberation up to this point has been like so, except for the ones, I mean, the ones where Steve and Adam are safe have just been so messy because it's like nobody's really voting together, and then people get caught in the crossfire and end up down there because Ashley and Dario, in my opinion, shouldn't have been down there. If anything, Nani and Turbo are way stronger. They should have been the house vote. Um, and I get like wanting to free the stars, but like Ashley and Dario both had so many connections in there that they shouldn't have been down there. It's the same thing with like Fessy and Amber last week. Like, they literally just got caught in the crossfire and then literally ended up down there. Do I think they deserve to be down there? Absolutely not. And same thing with Ashley and Dario.
I just feel like with last week, Melissa and Nicole, they're just like bullshitting. Like, they had the opportunity to flip the votes and they were scared because
It's just crazy too, because like when TJ
I
asked,
feel you
when TJ
right now.
when
Yeah.
TJ asked them like, oh, so who's they? It's crickets. And I'm just thinking back to like, again, we play the challenge and I host it. If you tune into the Caucus challenge and someone says, so who said that? There's no crickets. Like, people are throwing each other under the bus. Like, there's not that many teams. I'm just sitting there like, why is no one putting two and two together and being like, well, Veronica told me this or Frank told me that? Like, everyone just sits there
because
and is
they're
like,
scared. And I don't
TJ,
understand
I
why
don't
they're
want to
scared. Like, if they
say
want to
it.
make a move. Like,
We
I don't
like
understand
that.
it.
We
It's
saw
Like,
so
that actually
it
unfold.
to
Like
me
people
that's
are
so
scared.
lame. That's so lame.
you said what, Sivo?
I said we witnessed that in person where people are scared. I know, but like we person.
Especially
Spoilers.
first episode of 17, man. He like, I ain't trying to go down no elimination. He walked off. I said, oh, how you gonna do that, man? But it's hilarious, man, to see y'all play it. And I'm sitting at home watching it. I said, dude, I know you're not finna do that. Cause I was like, I know you're not finna do that. And then I remember Cam got mad. He walked off. I said, what are you walking off for? I said, you
I was
went
glad.
in one way
I
or
was
the
glad
other.
because I didn't think that was gonna happen. Not the
He,
first.
he,
I was
he,
like, hold
he
on,
walked
like,
off. I started dying laughing. I said, this dude, he got to go in anyway. But the other guy he went
okay.
against, I was just like, really? You gonna just, he took his shirt off and still lost the game. And I'm just like, come on now. We got to
If you look at that elimination, it was kind of like Cam was Adam and Steve, and Amir was Katie and Veronica by height and everything.
I was just like, this is hilarious. So it's interesting to see how the dynamics and not Frank and Sam name did not get mentioned once, but they did last week. This week they skated by. At some point, you got to throw Sam and Frank in, which I don't understand why they didn't do it this episode. But they got the numbers, and I'm like, he is they. So he's playing one phenomenal game this season. If you,
Yeah.
He's playing a really good
The
game.
fact that he is still like not on the chopping block and everybody knows, like, the thing is it's not a secret anymore. Everybody knows the game he's playing. But everybody's like, he's my friend and I have a handshake and he's never going to put me in. Motherfucker, have you seen the way Frank plays? Like, go back and watch the seasons. Frank is shady as fuck. He's always been shady as fuck. I don't understand, but it is what it is. Maybe I'm just watched too many of these seasons and none of these people have, and I don't even know why you're on the show if you've never watched it before. Get the fuck out of here. So annoying.
Wait, so my thing though too is, before we move on from this topic, aren't Veronica, Katie, Frank and Sam, Adam and Steve, aren't they like in an alliance, some sort of like cahoots, right?
Old
Because
people besties?
Quote unquote.
Just say
Okay.
that.
Yeah.
So here's my thing. There's 4 stars. There's 4 stars available throughout the season. 3 out of the 4 stars right now are within your alliance. Why are you like why are they continuously still trying, like that whole we're throwing star holders down there? It just doesn't make sense, because like if Adam and Steve keep winning, or Veronica and Katie win, or let's just say Sam and Frank, they have 3 out of the 4 stars. Basically all they have to do is throw Nani and Turbo down there, and if either
Veronica and Katie have a star?
Don't they?
No, I don't think they do. They're trying to get the star in the next episode.
Right. They're trying to start with that.
Yeah, it was.
Oh no. They just won the daily.
Frank,
My bad.
Yeah, so
They just won the
I was
daily.
like, wait a minute. They don't have a star.
right.
Yeah, you're right. All right, that throws off my whole thing. Never mind. Sorry.
That's what he wanted to happen. He wanted them to get that star.
That's
No,
what
okay.
they're doing. They're trying to get them to star. I mean, I don't get it. I mean, it's not the way I would play it.
I think they're doing that because they think Veronica and Katie have a better shot at winning a star during a daily than in an elimination.
Well, that's a dub.
Like if they would have went in against John A. and Beth had they had a star, they probably would have had a better shot then with the pole in the tunnel thing.
Right.
Oh, they definitely should have gone in against them.
Right.
Yep.
I would have asked to, because they didn't get along shit. Like, they're always arguing all the time. I was like, yes, send me in against a team that don't like each other. They don't want to even look at each other. Like, you could just tell John A. wanted to go home. She's like, give me the fuck away from this bitch.
I mean, but what do you guys think? What do you guys think is better, going home early in the season, like round 1, or like getting to the end without a star and like not going to the final? Because like obviously they're there getting paid to be there, as well as making a show and all that, right? So like, do you go in round 1 just because you think you can win, and then you're out of, like, some of these people, that's their paycheck? Like, do you do that and you're out round 1, or do you just do what Veronica and Katie are doing, stay there for the whole season, and like, come on, they're not winning. So
well, it depends on what my appearance check is.
Right.
I know Katie and Veronica have big ass paychecks to be there.
Right.
Like, when they bring Coral back next season, it's going to be a big paycheck for her.
Right.
When they bring Coral back for next season, it's going to be a big paycheck for her.
Yeah.
Please. Coral is the reason I watched this show for so long.
Yeah.
Like, I stopped watching after she stopped playing.
Right. Because when I met her at Missouri State University, I got to say, I was I was like, man, I was blown away. And this is like maybe 10, 15 years ago when I met her on campus, and I was just like, her personality is what you see on TV. She's hard-nosed. She's cutthroat to the point. You don't play no game. I can't wait till she comes back. Carl, please come back. We can't wait for it, because it's going to be.
We're starving for real people on TV that have actual personalities.
Yeah.
Not Adam, who is white rice, or Casey, who's wallpaper. I want a Coral who's loud and just obnoxious, and maybe I just relate because I am also loud and obnoxious. So me and her, soul sisters.
You good peoples, man. When y'all really get to know Becky, man, I love her to death, man. That's my homie right there. This elimination, y'all. Let's go ahead and switch to elimination, because I want to get into the caucus. I got to start talking. Questions now. You know what I mean? I got to get to the questions. Okay. So this elimination, we got Dario, Ashley on one corner, and we have.
I love that.
Yes, I got a picture of Ashley, me and her. Yeah. But what did y'all think of this elimination round? This was actually pretty cool. elimination. It's another puzzle elimination. Can we please get something different? The challenge, because I'm tired of these puzzles. It's puzzle driven. Ain't nothing else but puzzles. I said, what in the world is going on? Did they lose their mojo or something? Out of all my years watching the challenge, don't get me wrong, I ain't seen another one with all these damn puzzles. Puzzle elimination, puzzle in the challenge. Come on, y'all the motherhood of the show. Can y'all please keep us entertained? What did y'all think of the elimination?
Well, I think because of the male, female teams, like I think production just had to play it safe. Like if we're looking at it from a production standpoint, and like people talk and say things are rigged and all that, to avoid that, you kind of have to do majority puzzles because like you don't know who's gonna be down there. If it's Veron, like you know what I mean. Like obviously I don't think we're gonna see a pole wrestle, a balls in, a hall brawl this season. I would love to, but like I think there's only so much you could do on this kind of season. I mean, tell me if I'm correct me
we
if I'm
lost
wrong.
someone.
I don't even know.
Oh, we lost Kevin.
Kevin.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like
He'll be back
there's
up.
not really much they can do. Now, I did like this elimination. I liked the puzzle. I think the puzzle was complex enough. I liked how they had to switch partners. So, like, if you're in the middle of the puzzle and you almost have it, your partner can't see it, it falls down. Like, I liked it. I think it really showed, like, the teams working together as a duo.
That's right.
Sorry, I saw something pop up on my screen, so I got confused. With the whole situation, honestly, the first round, you see Turbo was almost done right before they switched because that star was almost completed, which is why he was trying to tell Nani where to put the stuff, but Nani, being Nani, didn't want to fucking listen. It's really irritating to me. I was like, oh my God, did you not see that he almost had it completed? He knows where everything goes. But sorry. That's me being like, gosh damn it. And honestly, I have a great love for Turbo. I've loved him since his very first season. He cracks me up. And just to hear him trying to tell Nani what to do, and she's like, oh my God, shut up. She's like, I just can't wait until this minute or this whatever time is up so he could just come do it himself. And what did he do? He did it his damn self. Called time. And honestly, I didn't think they were going to win. But him going against Dario in a puzzle.
Another puzzle.
Let's say Dario is not known for smarts. He's in he's got great abs. Not so smart.
I'm not a Dario fan, but I will say his comeback was well needed and phenomenal, at least as for someone who's been watching the challenge for a long time. You don't get that. Like he did. For me personally, he checked all the boxes, and I wasn't even rooting for him and Ashley. Like a real rivalry with his ex, entertaining, backstabbed his best friend, got in arguments, was good strategically, was messy. Like I think he did exactly what he was called to do, was make TV, and they had a pretty good run. That's why I just think they got caught in the crossfire. So
I just feel like I don't know. I thought the elimination was good. I was rooting for Dario and Ashley, but I'm a Dario fan. Like I liked when he came on, and then I liked like he came back. Like on the what they call it on Twitter, the flagship. They like the casting. I don't know what they're doing.
So bad.
But what they did for All Stars, they need to do it for the flag, like the regular season. I don't know what they're doing. Like
I want them to bring back Preston and Devin Simone.
Devin's not coming
back. Oh,
I
don't think Devin wants to come back.
She does not want to come back. After she did that last season, she was done. She said, "Okay, peace. Y'all got what y'all needed."
Preston back at least. Give us Preston.
That's what I'm saying. Like, but it's just like it's not the same anymore. Like from when they were on it, and then to now, it's a whole different ball game. So.
Well, I don't know if they would do the flagship. Flagship's too long, and it's too hard for them. Now, I know you guys are talking about how this is kind of back to the old school challenge, but that's because these are old school players. They're supposed to be. I'm sorry, 90% of this cast is not all stars. Love you, Davon. No. Like, no.
I mean, Nerissa
Why
and
are you
Olivia
there?
were supposed to be.
Oh,
I'm sorry?
Nerissa and
Nerissa and
Olivia were
Olivia.
supposed to be partners.
oh, really?
I mean, and I love Nerisse and I love Olivia. I would not want them on All Stars.
Right.
All Stars is for tenured people who've been on the show for a really long time. That's for people like Tech, Coral, Evelyn, if she decides to show back up, please. Even Cara falls into that because of how long she's been on the show.
Right.
Like, it does not make sense to have people who are literally a part of the new blood of the challenge.
Right.
Like, at the end of the day, like, I can even see, which is kind of pushing it, a Corey on this show, but kind of pushing that line because of where he came in. But yeah, so this is not for people like Davon,
Right.
people like Turbo. Like, it just doesn't make sense for B on this season. Because
Yeah.
for people like Adam and Steve to go against a Fessy and an Amber, to me, is unfair. Just because, as Adam would say, we're old, we're barely pushing, we're rusty and crusty, we don't want to keep doing this shit. Don't send us into elimination anymore. Look at us, we're old men. Like, I just don't
Well, I
find it
feel like
fair.
I see it.
what's the qualification at this point to be considered for all? You know what I mean? Like you said, this
So,
cast specifically is not.
because
Sorry,
I
go
mean, honestly, the casting portion of it should be from the real world days, because real world don't even exist anymore, and you had to be on road rules. So those two should be the qualification, and then everybody else.
Yeah, that's
But
where I was
That's
leaning
how
towards.
it's
Is like
supposed to be.
what's the qualification? Because that's what should qualify you. Real world, road rules, like all of that. These are you the one, Big Brother, Survivor? Like, don't get me wrong, keep them on the flagship, but like they're
they
not.
they threw
They
that
should
out
not be on
after the
All Stars.
first
Although
season.
some of my faves are on there, Davon and Shane are absolutely my favorite team, but I think safer for the flagship. Like
Yeah.
the All Stars was supposed to bring in, like the older vets, the people that haven't been here for years, and get that old school feel type back. So I agree with you
And
guys.
you
But like
got
Becky
that
says,
season
the
1,
show too
season
long.
2.
Yeah.
I
Season
think the
1 and season 2 had straight old school feeling. And that's why it got so popular. It doesn't make sense. And I know that maybe they're just trying to create All Stars to be the new flagship, which I really don't like. The idea of that. It's going to just be the flagship 2.0, and it's not going to be better. Like, there's a reason why we liked it, because we saw people that we wanted to see that we haven't seen in a very long time. And we did it in a way where we wouldn't break them. Like, like, let's be honest, we're not going to see a Katie being able to do what an Amber can do. It's just not going to be
Well,
happening.
Rachel made it to the final and won.
that's because it's Rachel.
Rachel is a different thing
Rachel, listen,
altogether.
The specimen. She's
go look at
very
Rachel's
fit.
page and go look at a Beth or someone else. Rachel
Yeah,
is a
it's
fucking warrior, and you got Beth baking cookies in the kitchen.
Yeah.
You can't do
yeah,
that.
Right.
it's the same.
Well,
It's the
and the
same
thing is
concept.
this. Let's be honest. Rachel won because of the karma vote. She was struggle busing through that entire final. She
Everybody.
got last place so many times. How she managed to pop up to number 1, kind of unfair. The fact that Jenny had to share the number 1 spot, and the fact that just because people were butthurt about Michelle, she got dropped down to 3rd. Disrespectful. Just disrespectful. All because
Agreed.
people were fucking butthurt because they didn't like Michelle. Listen, I'm not a huge Michelle fan, but give that girl her flowers.
Yeah.
She fucking stepped up. She really fucking killed that
Mhm.
final.
I
Just,
mean,
ugh. Sorry, I'm gonna be angry over here in the corner for Michelle.
It was alright, Rachel
I
won
want
regardless, but it was alright. So it's
for All Stars rivals, I want to say that I think they thought it was okay because maybe there's not enough authentic rivals. Because you already see with the casting that they did, it already was questionable with some of them. But like
Right.
the older head, maybe they've already made up 10 years from now. Like maybe there's not that much authenticity to it. And I think a lot of these newer cast members on All Stars, they were kind of just feeling bad for them and throwing them a bone for them not making it to Eras on 40. It was right after Eras, and a lot of those people didn't make it on the main cast. So maybe they were just like, yeah, you could have been on it, but you didn't get the spot. So we'll just give you All Stars to make you happy and keep coming back.
with because I want to get to the Caucus challenge because I got because I'm burning these questions now. But with Turbo and Nani winning this elimination, Ashley and Dario loses, goes home. Man, I was like, at first I thought Dario and Ashley was gonna pull out, but they didn't. So Nani and Turbo, that relationship is gonna blow up one way or the other. I don't see them going to a final because of that relationship, but I felt like this final. This elimination was interesting between the two, knowing that they are two competitors that can show up when they need to, and then still hate each other after it's all said and done. We're gonna see how long that's gonna last. What did y'all think of that? The final. I'm not final. What I'm saying final for the elimination round.
I love how genuine their rivalry is. I think it's more off. I think like if Turbo gave Nani the time of day, I know she would forgive him and they would be fine. But I think Turbo's just like washed her hands with her. Like he's like, I don't care about you anymore. You did what you did. I'm good off you. He knows he could compete with or without her, so he doesn't really care. But I will say that like that is what you like, at least as a real fan, like you live for. You want to see genuine rivalries. And like even when I watch with like friends that don't watch the challenge, they've sat through episodes of All Stars Rivals and they're like, this is so good. I'm like, yeah, because it's rivals. On a regular season, yeah, you might get beefs and stuff like that, but when you're genuinely paired and you have to watch two people that can't stand each other like work together, it's it's great TV. And I just think it's like really cool to watch because just a couple hours ago she's telling him, enough, shut up, this, that, and the third, whatever, like, like not backing him. And then right after she's like, I'm with the best partner ever, like I love him, like he's so great. And then next week they're going to be fighting again. So it's just so cool to watch because you could really see like who genuinely doesn't like each other and who's there to win or like get their money, get to the final, whatever, and being able to put it aside. I think that shows who really are, that they both really are competitors. Do I think Nani's going to win? No, but I think it's cool that they can put it aside.
Yeah, giving us the best of both worlds. Although they're not like the most liked duo or pair of people, whatever, they're kicking ass on challenges. They're working together. They have an authentic rivalry. They've won a daily. They've won eliminations, but they also like will hate each other at the end of it. So it's giving us best of both worlds, especially for this season of Rivals.
And do they hold a star right now? Are they holding a star? Okay, and they have a star. So like
they're doing the thing.
They're doing it.
So wait, I have a question. Because I didn't watch All Stars 1 and 2. If did they have stars on there or no?
No.
They didn't have
No. Stars
And then,
started All Stars 4.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, so then what happens? And I'm just thinking in the future, what happens if they get to like the round right before like do they just do like, obviously they're only the game is planned preseason, so like what happens if they get to the round that there's right before the final and there's just like three teams without a star? Do they just get like, has that happened yet on the show?
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Last season
And
they
also,
got purged out, I think.
Yeah,
they had a chance to get one more star.
Right.
So
Yeah.
basically,
and if you didn't get it, you was gone.
Yeah. So basically, you just don't go to the final.
So
Yeah.
No elimination, nothing. Like you're just done.
Right.
No,
You're done.
they might do, if they do the same thing they did last year, they'll have one final star challenge,
Right.
and whoever gets the star goes in, And whoever doesn't, adios, amigos. On your way back home. Hope you were
Yeah,
getting a good
'cause
appearance check and daily check and weekly checks.
Right.
that's how I believe Derek he did the last challenge, he got the star,
Yeah.
and then he made it to
Correct.
the
They're
final, and
right,
everybody
right?
else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
He was the G in that particular season. I still remember he showed out last season. So
Derek is an unsung hero. He's so good, and I think he really could be better. Like
I didn't realize.
I think he might be in line to win something coming up. If not all stars, maybe even making it further in the final of the flagship.
I didn't
Mhm.
realize how fast he was. Last season, was it All Stars when
Yeah.
he was running up the little the bleachers? Yeah, he was gone. Like he was. I didn't realize how fast he was.
He
But
was running like he was getting chased by a rabid dog.
no, for
well, there
That's
you
the only
have
reason I run.
right. You if you run at all, you know what I mean. So there,
Take me.
there you have it. There you
Leave me behind.
yeah, people behind. There you have it. Another episode. We get ready to get in transition to the caucus because this is what I was going to say. I already know what I'm finna ask. I'm gonna ask some questions. Don't get offended. Neither none of y'all need to get offended. But first, I want to talk to Dre. Dre, you are the creator, man. I know we talked a little bit offline, a little bit how you created. Kind of explain how did you come about creating the Caucus Challenge?
Yeah. So again, it all started back in high school. One of my best friends, she was like, oh, you should watch Real World, like this show called Real World. At the time, it was Real World Explosion. So I put
Okay.
it on, whatever. Fell in love with Jenna Capono, and all like Real World ends, and then one day I'm like flipping through TV, and I just see X's 2 was airing at the time. I just see it was the trivia challenge where they were wrapped up. If they got it wrong, they like fell out of the sky into the water. I just flip through the channel and I see people falling out of the sky and hitting water. So I'm like, wait, what the hell? So I go back, watch a couple minutes. I see Jenna's on there. I text my friend. I'm like, what is this? Like, whatever. Instantly became a challenge fan. And I was like, I could do this. So I got a bunch of friends together from school. We got together on a Sunday. We played some mini games in the backyard. I filmed it, put it together. Boom, bunch of people at school saw it. They were like, "You got to do it again." It just started escalating from there, and it used to just be basically like we would call it Sunday Fun Day, um, here in town, and it was only like a bunch of high schoolers competing against each other. And then COVID ended up hitting, so we had to stop. You couldn't have so many people in one area together. Um, we started film. I love reality TV, and I love to edit and create content. So I was like, how can I still do this? Me and my friends started traveling and filming our own version of the real world. And then once we started filming the strangers that we were casting, one of them so happened to be like, oh, like I was a huge fan of your challenge show when it was out. Like, there's a whole community that does this. It's called the live reality games community, and it's a bunch of people all around the world, even outside of the country, that do like their own fan made versions of Survivor, Big Brother, Traders, whatever reality show you could think of, it's probably out there. So once COVID was like over, I opened up the applications for Caucus, and then we started filming it again. And we had a bunch of people from out of New Jersey, out of Sea Caucus playing. And that was back in like 2021 or 2020, whatever that was. And that was season 11. We just filmed 18, which comes out on Sunday, and we have people coming from like Australia to play. So that's a little bit about the backstory of how the
Now,
Caucus Challenge became a thing.
when I saw you had a 7-year-old on there, I said, there's a chance. You know what I mean? There's a chance. I'm 42. I was like, wait a minute, he's 47. I said, hold on, let me back up the train here. I said, you got a 47-year-old man. And I was just like, okay, so you got older people too, you got younger mixed in with the younger people. How did you come out about doing that? Because I think that's an interesting dynamic where you had people that's around my age to mix with the newbies that's in the early 20s. How did you come about choosing that lane?
So again, when I started it was a bunch of minors, right? It was literally all of us were like anywhere between my little brother was playing, like me and my brother used to watch the challenge together. So I was in high school and he was like in elementary school playing with like my friends. So if you go back to like older seasons, we had like my 9-year-old brother playing with like 16-year-olds, arguing with like 16-year-olds and crap. Um, but it just sort of transitioned to an older crowd as I got older because I was no longer in high school. So like not to like what am I gonna like go to high school and be like, hey, I'm 25 out of high school looking for minors to like it just sounds weird. So it just transitioned and then obviously the LRG community it was brought to my attention and again that community is like all over the place. Like there's anywhere. I think it's like majority adults, but like 18 and up, I'm gonna say. So that was our casting process, and then for a while it was like 18 and up. And recently, like we've changed that. Like we really try to keep it 21 and up, just because we live in a house together now, and like our production budget has gone up. We live all together. You're drinking, you're doing your fun stuff off camera. And then really the only way to get on the show if you're under 21 is if you have a connection to someone and like you're a family member and like because we're liable for you. Like you have to sign contracts, waivers, all that kind of stuff.
Right.
So that's really how that ended up happening. I love it honestly. I like seeing the different um age range in the Dre Media community, and I think like at least Kevin, Sivo, and Cam are here, and they can speak for it. It's like so cool because all of us are from different states and areas of the country and stuff like that, and all different walks of lives and ages. And at the end of the day, yeah, they're competing, but we genuinely all talk every day or like constantly, and we're a huge dysfunctional family, so it's really cool.
Now, how I ended up coming across this Seabold because we Challenge Mania Live and we down in Nashville and we've developed that friendship over the years. And I got to say, it's been interesting, especially with his connections with the challenge and everything. He knows he's deep with the challenge people. And then I found out a lot of people from the challenge are watching the show, which is actually putting more eyeballs out there. And I look forward to seeing him in future seasons too. I'm just curious to see if he's in any other future seasons. So I'm excited to see that even transpire. But Cam, I did get a question for you though, comparing you to Josh, man. And I'm just like when I was watching those, I was like, I don't see it, but I can see the complaint.
Wait, what?
Yeah, they
Who said
The disrespect.
and I like I don't see
Look
it.
at Kevin.
Josh is even 10 times worse. And I'm just like, nah, he ain't on that level. He probably like on level 1 to 10. Josh is a 10. Cam is like on a 1 or 2 scale. So I don't know where that.
Wait. In what respect are we talking about here?
I mean,
Hold on. Wait. Kevin, just tell them, Kevin, tell them.
It's the crying. It's the crying.
Oh, you cry?
correct.
Oh, that just means
Okay,
you care.
let me tell you.
I'm
something,
let you
guys.
talk.
I'm like,
Look, Nico
no, we
cries.
literally get
Do you
on
see
set
my
and I'm
dog
like,
here?
welcome to the Caucus Challenge, and Cam's crying.
Do you see
Guys,
here?
y'all don't
Look at Nico
understand.
likes a good crier.
Because I'm giving my take on it.
In this environment, it is very stressful from the moment that we are put into like group chat and getting to know each other. From the moment we get into the house, it's stressful. So like I don't just be crying for no reason. It just be so much happening. I just be overwhelmed with emotions. And I try to keep my emotions together. Like every time, Drake, do I not be like, I'm not crying this season, I'm good. As soon as I walk in the house, everything that I say is out the window and I'm bawling tears. Like I don't understand what's wrong with me. Maybe it's because I'm a Capricorn and Capricorns are like really emotional and stuff. But I'm just saying it's very stressful in the house. I mean, I don't know. I try really hard not to cry, but it's just like now saying that I'm Josh is real crazy because I think we're not the same, but it's just the crying because I can handle anything. I don't know.
Let me, Cam,
He about to cry now.
how old are you, Cam? Because I kind of figured you in your early 20s. How old are you?
I'm 26. I just turned 26.
Okay, I would have never guessed that.
Oh,
He's 22,
baby.
so he is still he look in his back half of his 20s. It gets interesting as you get older, but your emotions, you can kind of control it, and you can kind of get your emotions to do one thing and another. So you gonna just keep pushing through. With Sivo, I'm gonna call your real name, Colin. First name. I didn't like that play for 17. I'm sorry, because that ruckus that you did. I said if I was in the house, it wasn't happening like that, because I would have pulled you
I
aside. So
I
In
told them.
Nashville.
that was I was like, dude, you watched the challenge before. I don't know why you just putting your target on your back like that, man.
It saved his ass.
But
It saved
It,
his
it
ass.
saved
So
them, but it was
it
Like
had
very.
there was a message behind it. It
I
saved
know,
me. It got me safety.
I know that Sivo now, but I kind of figured because I know your personality, and I'm like, this fool. I said, dude, what we've talked about this in the past. I said, what are you doing? But it did actually save you, because you had a hand in saying, let's go the rookie route, keep the rookies or whatnot. So Cam ended up going in, which was I thought was interesting. Throwing him in first. It's like we're gonna go ahead and throw Cam in.
I,
Cam,
I just I just feel like that is so no, because I need to sit up. I just feel like that is so crazy because like there were so many options, and I'm not gonna lie, like when Nate said my name, like I was so blindsided, and I don't know, I shouldn't feel blindsided, but I was so blindsided
I
because
was gagged.
I was sitting there with my little blanket, and I was like, "Ooh, I'm sitting cute.
so
I'm sitting
he showed
cute. Like
up.
I'm sitting cute. We sitting down, and then he was like, Cam, I was kind of confused. I was like, what did you just say? He was like, Cam.
No, but I
I
don't
was
think,
like, this is
Robert, I don't think you understand how much chaos Sivo actually caused in
Oh,
that first night of moving there. Because obviously, you guys are only seeing an hour, and in
right,
that hour of the whole episode, you're seeing a 10-minute clip.
right.
People were like, he had like Joel like wanting to crying and saying, if Sivo goes in, I'm gonna go in for him, and
literally.
like, and then he made it, and then Sivo made it like the entire. He was like the last rookie basically standing, and he saved. Like, it was crazy. All I remember is hearing like people, because I wasn't even the one filming Sivo having his mental breakdown, his acting skills.
Yeah, he
He all
Me.
I remember is like the rest hearing the rest of the cast like sobbing and like wiping tears, like, yeah, I feel bad, like Sivo, poor Sivo, like he can't go home first. Like, I'm like, what the fuck is happening? Like,
I felt like it was. I feel like it was bullshit the whole time. When
he
I
ate
came,
that though. I
he
will give him
did.
that. He
He
ate that shit
did.
up.
I went outside and I was like, what are we doing here? And then when
And,
he said that
and
Joel
a
was
little bit
like
of
crying.
information. Robert also knows Koa from Nashville. He met Koa in Nashville.
yes, I did meet him. Oh, that was him. Matter of fact, oh snap! I didn't even realize that till now. Heck no, that's crazy. So
Yeah, it was me, Koa, and Josiane.
it sure was, man. So dang, that's crazy, man. That's time when Kobe died the next day. I'll never forget that. That day was crazy. So I'm finna throw a wrench in this one. Kevin, my man, with you
He's
and
hiding.
Savio, no, I'm sorry, Colin Savio. This elimination, I went and watched the elimination between y'all two, where you go in with the pole wrestle, and he get to bleeding, and he's like, "Oh, I'm so sorry, I'm so sorry." I said, "Dude, you in the game, number one. Number two, what in the world are y'all doing?" Here goes Steve. He said, "Am I disqualified? Because I'm not done. I'm ready to keep rolling." And he said, "No, you not." And then I'm like, Kevin, what's going on, man? I was like, dude, what you keep apologizing? It's a game, man. You got to be in game mode. You can't be you playing for money. You got to stay focused, man. What's going on? Tell me in your minds what's going on there.
You see, that was the problem, as I was in game mode, and you see it in the clip. Like, it happened so fast. All it is me just like moving the pole around, and his face is in the wrong place at the wrong time. So obviously I'm like telling him right before, he's like shaking, like, don't hurt me. I'm telling him, I'm not gonna hurt you. Don't worry about it. Let's just play. Let's just do what we gotta do. Like, I'm telling him I could even give it to you. Yada. For me to tell him I could give it to him and then snap out of it and be like, nah, he could just randomly beat me. And then I just go in for it. He starts bleeding. Like, none of that was a part of the plan. So I was just me.
Wasn't part of the plan. I didn't mean it.
I didn't mean it. So I'm apologizing first thing, like I always do. Like, I didn't mean that shit. So obviously I know, no offense to Sivo, but like I know I'll get the win without making somebody bleed. So when I just made somebody bleed, it was like, like I didn't have to do all that, you know? That's it.
Being all extra and shit.
Right. I was just sitting up here like this. I'm like, I know these cats. They sit up here and then and Savio like, no, I ain't disqualified him. No, I just because I want to keep going. But number one, y'all in the snow. I'm just like me. I've worked in the snow for so many years. I'm like, ain't no way I'm trying to do no pole wrestling in no snow. Dre, talk to me. What was your reasoning by doing these challenges in the snow and eliminations in the snow? Talk to me, man.
So it was the 17th season. We had just like got off of like a kick of like, we've been doing this for so long. Let's do a rebrand. Let's like have a refresh. Let's have a restart. Because obviously, when you do these games, right, it could get really messy and really toxic. And there was a point before like 17 where like the same people kept playing. It was no longer a game. It started to become personal. It was just very toxic. Like, and I can admit, even myself as like the director, the producer, I was like, I'm living off the drama, but it's no longer fun anymore. Like, it's just so like, it's like I don't even want to play against you to win. Like, I want to play against you to hurt you. That's where it was leading. So we had to like rebrand, and I was like, all right. So we rebranded. We started like, we parted ways with certain people, gave certain people breaks, and a lot of the talk was, I'm someone like, I like to like listen to my fan base and my viewers, like, what do you guys want to see? Because like I feel like that's when people will tune in. So a lot of the what we wanted to see was they wanted an all male season and they wanted a winter season. Back in high school, we used to film all year round because it was a 1 day thing in my backyard. But now, as it's gotten bigger, the challenge is now like a 4 day thing. Like, we meet up on Thursday, we go to a film location, the game's over on a Sunday, they go home on a Monday. Like, there's there's no way to really do a outside season. But since we started budgeting, like since we got a bigger budget and stuff, we were like living in a house. So we were like, oh, if we're gonna be living in a house, it won't be that bad as to like when you're outside all day just doing challenge after challenge after challenge. Which is, if you notice, it would be like challenge, and then we had a medic there. We would have to go. It was so cold. We would have to go inside, warm up, do deliberation, all that, then like wait a little bit to do an elimination. It was basically just the whole concept of like, this is a group of grown ass men, badass men. Put them in the fucking mountains. The snow was not planned. Like, literally, we were like freaking out because we're like, literally the week everybody's supposed to fly out. It's like New Jersey blizzard. I'm like, well, great, and we're going to the mountains. So we literally went to bed. When we got there, it was not snowing. The next morning we woke up. It looked so beautiful. Like, it looked so badass. Them walking out in the snow, right? We honestly got pretty good weather because it could have been way fucking worse. And if the snow wasn't there, it would have just looked, in my opinion, like it would have just looked ugly and dead. Like it would have just been like brown grass and dead trees in the back. Like, the snow just played such a big element. And then I think to add to that was like, it was a smaller cast. There was only 13 of them. So someone didn't show up, and like, people already say like, oh, that looks easy, but like, do that shit in 12-degree weather. Like,
That shit was
it
not
was brutal,
easy.
even for production. Like, we're standing out there filming you guys for at a minimum of 30 minutes per segment, and like, it was really cold. It was really brutal. It was just something that the viewers wanted. All the guys were down. We knew the girls would not be down. Like, we knew that. So like, we were like, all right, this is our opportunity to do an all male season, and it gives us the opportunity to still be able to film multiple times in the year. Like we could do one in the summer, we could do one in the winter and two in the summer instead of just two for the year. And that was basically it. Like we were just like, you know what, fuck it, let's try it. Let's give the viewers what they want. I had the talent to do it, and we did it.
He made it
Let's
happen.
do it again.
Yes.
Nope.
Let's
Nope.
do it
We're
again.
not
I
doing
ain't
it again.
taking
I'm
no
sorry. Do
cold.
not
I'm
call me.
sorry. If I apply, I'm not going in the cold. I'm just letting you know that now because I'm tired of the cold. I said I'm getting too old for that because I don't want to see no more coldness. But if I have to, I'll do it. I'm not doing that. But
I feel like that was a once in a lifetime season to do.
and
Because I won't do it. I wouldn't do it again.
again, you in your 20s, so you
A
got
winter one or an all guy one?
talking about winter. Right?
Probably both. Um, okay. So just being in the cold, I just wouldn't. I like heat. I just really be in the heat, and then it was just too many personalities in the house, and I'm just gonna leave it at that.
It's a big personality.
A lot of testosterone, I'm
Yeah,
guessing.
I was like, 'cause I noticed. I said, it's all men on here. I said, where the women at? They need to bring the women out. So,
What happened, Colin?
he says,
Or
I
I,
don't
SIBO
know
or
if it was
whatever?
testosterone. There was something.
Oh
Or
my.
like estrogen.
I'm gonna move on from that one. Cam, how did you
Yes.
like doing the trivia with what's his name? Colin. Stop. I can't say his name. Say your name, Colin.
SIBO?
Sivo.
What was the question?
Okay, the question was, how did you like doing trivia with Sivo?
And
It
don't
He
was
loved
lie.
it.
my honest opinion. It
He
pissed
loved
me the fuck
it.
off. Okay, I'm not gonna lie, and I'm gonna be honest. It's because I thought we had a good chance, and I was like, okay, Sivo, okay, that's cool. I really don't know him, but this opportunity, guys. When I tell you that every answer that he kept giving was Deja's name, I was like, bro, like if you're just gonna keep doing this, I mean, we might as well just go into elimination. Like, I don't understand. Like he just kept saying her name, but we got one answer right, but he just kept saying Deja. I was like, bro, get out of her. I'm sorry, but I was just like, bro, like, come on, like we don't have to keep saying
But
her
we got
name.
that
It's just a
question
constant thing.
her name.
Yeah, and I don't even
Out of
Sivo to throw that trivia challenge. I told Cam to throw it, but it seemed like Sivo was throwing it harder.
Devo was doing that
Wait,
challenge. I was trying to get
he
as
said,
many.
oh yeah, Secret Alliance, get Cam in elimination. I was like, oh yeah, sure, let's do it.
I don't know. I told you.
Yeah.
Oh
Remember?
my. This sounds very
He's a
disrespectful. I
liar.
kind of
Oh,
want to watch it
That's
now.
Devo he just be
No,
starting drama.
I
I don't
honestly didn't know
understand.
much about gray media at the time, like knowing like the history of the girls and stuff. So I knew Brady as confessional queen. We knew Jerica as the comeback girl because her season she was 2 back-to-back. Then we knew Damaris was Malin was the back-to-back champ. We knew Damaris. And then there was one other one. I think I got Sabina right randomly.
I think so.
And we're really excited that we got it right.
Yeah. Honestly, I would never do
Well,
trivia with Devo again. Never. I'm
wait,
sorry.
when we did it again, I redeemed myself though.
I guess if that's what you want to call it.
he said, if that's what you want to call it. So,
When they see it, they'll realize, they'll see.
Hmm.
there you go. So, how long does this actually take? How many weeks is this?
The
Um,
show.
We
Not
it's
the week.
literally 3 days.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's just 3 days.
Friday,
So
Saturday,
the
Sunday.
process is everybody flies into New Jersey on Thursday. We do your preseason interviews before you go to the filming location. So it's like introduce yourself, Robert, and then I'll be like, how do you feel you're gonna do? And then you're like talking your hot shit just in case you go home first. We have your genuine reaction, whatever. And then we have like a little brunch type scenario where everybody's hanging out with production and cast. We all carpool to location. They move in on Thursday. The cameras are on the second we get to the house. And then the official competition starts Friday morning. Friday morning till Friday evening, you're competing. So it's like it's like daily deliberation, elimination, and it cycles. We do a couple rounds a day. finale is on Sunday, and then Monday we head back home to New Jersey, and everybody goes
That
back to their
sounds
states.
exhausting.
Right. That's
It's so exhausting, guys. Y'all have no
right.
idea.
Like just a
Like,
week.
do you just do like a change of clothes to try and make it look like it's a different day, or I'm
Nope.
sorry,
Well,
I've only saw Meet the Cast. I was like, I want to watch it, but I just haven't had time. I'm
no, yeah, yeah.
exhausted.
Go back to
Um,
the TV, watch it.
so the majority of the show, they're in their uniforms. Like we
Oh,
give them gear, so they're in their challenge jersey with their name. Like even like the little breaks you have in between rounds, you're not like fully changing. You know what I mean? Into like pajamas or things like that. And last season, the Meet the Cast that you're talking about, this was the first season that we had men and women all living in one house together. So we were in a house. It was like 40 of us,
Mhm.
no, sorry, 30 of us in a house because it was all production staying in the house and the entire cast of 24 staying in the house. So they're not changing. The to make it look like different days would be like their confessionals. They're able, like we tell them like pack your nice outfits, and like obviously throughout the rounds we have them change, and then they have different looks throughout their confessionals.
Oh, okay.
okay.
But I was wondering that, and it's like, 'cause I didn't know if it was like a month or weeks or what it is, but it looked like it was. It looked like for me, from a standpoint, for me just looking at it for the first time, it was a few weeks, but I didn't know it was that quick of a turnaround. So y'all be having to move it. So like how many challenges y'all do within that time frame?
I would say we do like 3 to 4 a day, 3 to 4 eliminations a day, and 3 rounds a day. So like that's the whole thing, not including like twists or like doubles or like purges or things like that. But no, damn, I wish it was 3 weeks. I wish we had the budget and the time to do that. It'd be insane.
I was gonna say
Because
people got day jobs.
Right, because I was
everything people think it's scripted, people think it's acting. Like the amount of shit that goes down in 3 days, imagine 3 weeks. Like I can't even, like, it would be solid gold TV. Like I'm not even trying to toot my own horn, but I'm like, MTV needs to literally sign us because like within 3 days that you're getting the most authentic drama storyline you could possibly, like, MTV's not giving us that right now.
no.
Like it
Yeah.
is solid TV.
I mean, they
Sign
be
me
putting
up.
on the
Well, I
show.
signed up at 3 days. I do the 3 days. But I know my body
Do
beat
it.
them 3 days.
Do it.
But
Do it.
I think you should do it, Robert. I think
I'm thinking about it.
With this man and how much he talks about, oh, I'm a competitor. If
Yeah,
I was on the show, let
that
me
is.
tell you about my last
That's
Spartan
why I
race.
said when I
yeah.
at 47, I said, hold on. I said I got a chance. I said I'm 42, so I can definitely get on the show. Y'all just better be careful if I come on because I ain't no joke now. So I'm let y'all.
Oh my God. Please take him on the
Oh,
show and
then
humble him.
I'm thinking about it though. I'm thinking about it. But if it's only 3 days, hey, I might be able to do that.
Robert, the real question is, do you think he can beat Amir in a Connect Four?
Amir.
He's a little dude that took off
Hey,
his shirt.
I was like, "Are you serious?" Amir was like, "I said, this dude, I don't understand why he was doing it like that." And he was pausing. I said, "Just play the game, man." And I see why Cam beat him because I said, "This dude," I said, "This dude." I'm like, I said, he was doing real rookie stuff. So I'm seasoned. I'm an old man.
Listen, I can beat a 12-year-old on Connect 4,
That
much
was
less a
I
grown
just
ass adult.
that was
I
I
it.
don't
suck
know
at
what
Connect 4.
strategy. I don't know what strategy he had going into that. Like,
He lost.
He
I
said
don't
in the show,
understand.
he literally said he's never played Connect Four. So
Right, and
like I
then
don't know what everybody
I
expected.
said he was defeated after I saw tears come down his face. I said, "No, he ain't no competitor for real." I said, "Get him off the show because
Oh my God.
you cry. You don't cry in no limit, dude. It's a game, man. It's a game. You talk about 3 days and you crying. It's a game. It's a game.
Don't talk
Hey,
about
I
crying
feel like
around
nah,
him.
like
I'm crying.
I
Okay,
disagree
calm
with
down,
that.
Stevo. I don't
I'm
cry
not crying.
that much.
Sorry.
I disagree. I disagree with the crying because it's like,
Yeah.
again, I don't know how much I don't like when it comes to the LRG world, right? These people, we're not on a budget where like
What
We're
is
flying you out.
LR world? Explain it to me, because I'm trying to figure that
So
out.
the LRG world, like I said, it's just a bunch of people that have their own fan made games, right? But like when you apply to these games, you have to pay to compete. Like it's not like, hey Rob, I want you on my challenge. I'm flying you out. I'm providing you with this. I'm providing you
gotta
with that.
provide. Okay.
We're not, you know what I mean? So
Right.
I understand why people are crying or like getting so defensive when it's time to go into elimination. Because think about it, like think about putting $400 down to compete in a game that you're hoping to make it through at least the first day, right? Everybody's goal is to at least make it through the first day. You're paying $400. You're traveling from wherever, like whether you're paying for a plane ticket, you're taking the bus, the train, a boat, whatever, and like in my opinion, I feel like if I get voted in, I'm gonna react. I'm gonna cry if I go home because like Amir, for example, Amir, he drove 2 hours up from Philly, then another 3 hours to the house, all to sleep there one night and then go home the first round. Like it's upsetting. Like it sucks.
I drove that on the regular. Me, you crying for? I ain't crying over that. I said, hey,
I would cry. I'll give it to him. I would be crying.
and I think that's the disconnect between the younger generation and my generation.
I
Because
would drink. That's it.
if I lose, I lose. I'm walking out. I'm losing with my head held high. I'm not gonna trip about it. I came for the experience. I got to experience it. I know I'm not gonna probably experience this again. But where we fall short, I didn't grow up in this day and age. I didn't grow up with cell phones. I didn't grow up with the internet. I saw all this stuff getting into being during my time of growing up. But now we're living in a digital age. But I'm surprised. She always do that. I'm not be paid. I don't pay her. But I'm surprised is why, man. Just take your sorry self home, and if you're gonna cry, just cry at home. Don't do it on front of the TV. Come
I
on, man.
just with
Come
the
on.
crying thing, it's like the environment that we in because in my everyday life or like outside of this game, I don't shed tears. Like I don't cry like I cry in the challenge. When I'm in that challenge house, it's a different ball game because not only that, like me, I'm a flying. I come from Houston. So I'm paying, this
Right,
money to like
right,
play this game.
right.
And then the first chance people get, they're like, okay, we're gonna see you into elimination. Okay. Not
Yo,
only that, and then you're just fighting for your life out there. Like it's
yeah. I mean,
crazy.
your mentality should at that point is a survival mode. Because I mean, going into a game like that in type that environment, you gotta have a mentally tough mind.
Hmm.
You gotta say, okay, I'm going to win this game. I don't care if you throw me in or not, because my mentality is going in the house. No, you're not sending me home. You think you're gonna send me home, but you're not sending me home. So you might want to rethink your decision on that. So you got to come in mentally strong, because if you're not mentally strong going in, you've already lost the battle.
Listen,
And
for me, if you cry, you care. You don't want to go
yeah,
home. You
You're
want to
not
win.
trying to know this.
Yeah, listen,
but the thing,
sir, I did not ask you to interrupt me. I said what I'm saying because it's my goddamn opinion.
This
I
is
will drive down to St. Louis and smack that ass.
go
I'm gonna
ahead.
tell you right now. Sorry, we
He
fight
might
like this
like
all the
it.
time. He
Just go
probably
ahead.
would, dirty
Yeah.
ass mother.
Hey,
But anyway, no, what I'm saying is I get it because you do all this stuff, you get involved just to get, and the thing is, it's very personal. You hear your name, you're like, what did I do? Why am I
it's
being picked?
'cause you showed
Like,
up.
it's
well,
like if I did something, to like, okay, you did this, you have to go in there. I can understand, but like when I cry in
oh,
the
we lost
challenge, it's
somebody.
not like when I cry, I'm not crying because I'm sad. Most of my tears is because I'm pissed off, and I'm pissed off because like it's blindsides happening, or just I just feel like if I didn't do nothing, then why am I going into elimination? If I fucked up the challenge or if I did something that hindered your game, I can understand. Okay, I'm gonna send you in and all that stuff. But if I didn't do nothing, I'm strong and help you with that game. Why? Like, what's going on? So like, most of my tears are not like, oh, I'm just crying because I'm sad and I'm like, weak or nothing. But like my tears, most of the time, I'm just pissed off. So like, let me get my tears out. Let me get 3 tears out and I get back in the game. Because y'all notice when I in eliminations, I do strive. So
That's what I
it's
tell
not,
people. I was like, when I'm crying, run away. It usually means I'm mad, not that I'm
yeah,
sad. And I'm trying to cry my emotions out before I smack somebody.
exactly. And we can't fight on the show because we would get banned. So do you want me to get banned, or do you want me to sit in the corner and cry and just get myself together? I'm gonna
you,
pick the
you
cry.
need a moment, have your emotions before you go in game mode and kick some ass. I
Let
feel
me have
you.
a moment. Let me
Right.
have a moment.
I see you right here, Cam. I'm right there
Thank
with
you.
you.
There you go.
Have your emotions, baby.
You gotta have
I'm
your
over here.
It's
yeah.
okay.
I'm a
Y'all want to see
40-year-old woman. Have your emotions, baby. It's
Yeah.
okay.
y'all
I'll
want to
give
see
you
me
a
cry.
hug.
You just joined before the club, so you still new in it. Well, anyway,
Listen, I could be
Y'all
four.
want to
I
see me
was
cry
40
no
when I was
more.
20. What happened?
you weren't no 40 when you was 20. I still look like I'm in my 20s, late 20s at that. Well, anyway, Kevin, what is it like to be a two-time champion?
Oh, you watched it all the way to the end. Okay, cool. I didn't want to spoil anything, but it's amazing.
Congratulations.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. And it is amazing. I did try not to cry myself that second win because it was a lot. Um, and you do have to go mentally strong. You know, I agree with that. Every time I went in the elimination floor, like I came back, like I wanted to come back. You know, you do have to go in with that energy. And I will say, I did cry one time on these cameras, and that was because I lost for the third time, back to back to back on a final, back to back to back. So my 5 times that I played, I made it to the end every single time. I played all 5 finals. So if you lose final after final after final, you are gonna get emotional. You know, that's when it really broke me. But it's also what built me to come back the next season and win the next season. So it's just you got to go through the emotions. Like I will always be blessed that Andres obviously made me a part of his show and has really built me to be the person that I am and challenged me in different ways that I would have never challenged myself. And you know, if I'm not gonna make it on the real show right now, like this show is enough for me. You know, it's taught me a lot, it's given me a lot, and I'm honestly so thankful to have a story the way that I do because to be the first male time back to back on his show, like it means a lot to me. So, the entire like, I'm just so grateful.
Yeah, and I
I'll
can.
come on the show and hold a camera.
Yeah,
Don't
there you
expect
go.
me to do anything running and strategery. I'm not big on that.
We
I
know.
just I'm here to point, shoot, and talk shit.
Oh, but and I know I kind of know the feeling. But 3 days, yeah, I can understand why everybody can get emotional because that is
Mhm.
a grueling task, especially with a 40-plus-year-old man, especially with the 47-year-old man. I can only imagine what his body was going through, number one. And then by the end of it, you just literally gone. But I gotta say, man, I cannot wait to sit down and really get into these different seasons that y'all have out there because I saw you have 1 through 17, and I mean, I'm just floored with the format and everything. And I say this is the new feeder. It should be the new feeder for the challenge, honestly, in my opinion. If y'all agree with that, do y'all agree
I
with
I
that?
I mean, I
What
think
was
it
it?
can be if there's like a fresh meat kind of a situation. But right now they're too big on bringing
Yeah,
established.
I mean,
going
Um,
on the show.
I mean,
yeah, like
Here's
he's got
here.
a huge following. So I mean, he's got a huge following. So I don't see why not to bring people from that show on to the
I
flag.
feel I feel like to if they want to get their show back to what they were doing, they need to contact Dre because their cast,
Love you.
like Dre's casting decisions, it makes sense when the season comes together. Like you'd be like, oh, da da da, whatever, but like these people that's coming out to play these games, like they're playing these games, but they're putting on a show. Like it's so many similar personalities or similar people that used to play challenge back in the day, and like I just feel like they need to like come
Bring
on, like
the ordinary
bring
Joe.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I'm telling you, like these seasons.
Yeah, and that's what I
Like, this is
actually captivated me to the shows because okay, I said it, you don't recognize this is the average Joe, so they need to bring that back, and that's where it has fallen short. And I was happy to see that somebody came up with that idea to show it to the world, and I'm like, man, this is what the challenge is missing: is the ordinary people back into the game. And Tyler,
Right.
my question for you is, sir, uh, the Jason vote. How did you feel about that?
So going into the game, Jason told me that's the 47-year-old. Jason told me he wasn't going to vote for me. He was going to keep rookies, safe, so rookies, okay, cool. So when he first he voted for Nate because, he was following the crowd. They told him that round I was the only one who did not vote for Nate to go into elimination. So I was like, okay, we spoke about it. And he's like, yeah, blah, blah, blah. So fine. Move fast forward to Steven tries calling me out. I told Steven something along the lines like, that's the same shit you did to Nate. And, it's not going to work again. You can't be doing that, XYZ. Then Jason, who is next to him, decides to call me out and say my name too. And it's like, you just did this 2 rounds ago saying you weren't going to do it. You did it again. We're the people who you're supposed to be working with. We're the people you wanted to work with. We won the first 2 challenges as a trio. And now you're getting rid of that group. And to me, I don't know why he followed Steven or if he thought Steven had some kind of magical powers. Because at the end of the day, Steven was still going to be the vote. So he should have just followed suit like he said he wanted to do. But that's when he showed his true cards.
Yeah, that definitely people show that's how you see they choose and the cards that they gonna play. So as we wrap this thing up, y'all, it's definitely been fun to have y'all on. Gotta have y'all back. Definitely gotta get some more cast members on here because this is it. Because Caucus Challenge, I'm sold on it. I'm definitely 100% sold. I can't wait till the new episode. Dre, how can we get in touch with you, sir?
So for the episode,
For the episode, your socials, everything.
yeah. So you can follow dmp.series on Instagram. That's the official Dre Media Instagram. You can catch every episode Sundays starting this week at 6 p.m. on YouTube. And yeah, you can also follow my personal Instagram, which is _Andres Rodriguez. But that's really where we're at. We have a Twitter, we have a TikTok, which you can find through our Instagram and stuff like that. But our main page where you'll get everything you want to see and more is our Instagram. So hopefully we get some love and support on there.
Yes, and Cam, how can we get in touch with you, sir?
You can follow me on Instagram at ridiculously cam. I always wanted to be on MTV, so my Twitter is MTV Cameron.
There you go. Claiming it.
So
There you go.
you can find me on those social media handles.
What about you, Kevin? What's up, man? 2-time champ. What's happening?
That's me. My Instagram is the only thing worth noting. So you can find me at Kevin Delvillar. I don't know if I have to dumb that down a little bit, but it's spelled DELVILLAR. All right, and I'm also coming up with a new LRG. It's a murder mystery, so it's called Murder Mystery Manor. If anybody wants to apply, it's coming out soon, and yeah, you'll find it on that same Instagram page.
There you go. And Colin, aka Savio, if I said it right.
Savio.
Now,
I don't know, man. I know you by Colin. This middle
just
name.
stick with Colin. Just stick with Colin. Robert, just stick with Colin. You can find me on Insta at Sivo the Swizz. I too am hosting 2 LRGs, one this summer, the Southern Traders, and another one that's going to be taking place next year that is a brand new format called Code Red. I am going to be hosting it along with some other Dre Media alumni. And it's going to be one hell of a season by the applicants that we already got who applied. So if anyone else wants to apply, the Instagram is Code Red LRG on Instagram.
That's what I'm talking about. Becky, you up?
Well, everybody knows me. Everybody who cares to know me. I am GIF Master Bex or GIF Master Bex, depending on how you want to pronounce it. On Twitter and Instagram. It's really where you can find me.
There you go. We are now on YouTube, so go ahead, like, subscribe, leave me a comment. For the love of the challenge, that's all you got to type in, and it'll pop up. We are expanding out. I'm putting a ton of interviews out there. I'm getting to a lot of the challenge people that I have already interviewed, and I'm working on a few new ones. So stay tuned for that. You can reach me on Facebook, Instagram, for the love of the challenge. If you want to be on the show, holler at me. Kyla, it's been a fun time, especially with the crew. I'm glad you brought them on because we definitely had a good time. It's been a while since I had this many people on before, but it's definitely, hey, let's do this thing again.
Come back.
Yeah.
It gets really annoying to have to argue with him by myself.
Girl, you
Definitely want to come back.
I mean,
No, literally, let me know because this was a hell of a time. I had a great time.
Yes, and that's what I gotta say because that's what it's about. We're gonna get some more people. We're gonna bring on some rookies because I got some questions for the rookies, especially we got a glimpse of them on this first episode. I cannot wait till the second episode because we get a challenge. So stay tuned for the love of the challenge as well as the Caucus challenge and as well as All Stars the challenge. Y'all, it's getting real. Stay tuned because it's going to be a good one. Peace.